Hello, for the 5th week in Lent. Miracles and signs continued, I guess. Chosen the first reading, Ezekiel 37, 12 to 14, and the Gospel, John 11, 1 to 45. Miracles. As I said last week, Christ performed 37 miracles. And last week's was the blind man, and what that meant. This week, it's probably the greatest of his miracles, bringing Lazarus back to life again. The evangelists, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, call these signs miracles, and they have most of the miracles. John calls them signs or events, but not miracles. And in John's Gospel, with these signs, are to lead us to a deeper faith or to lead us to faith, the beginning of faith. John only has 7 miracles in his whole Gospel. The blind man last week. The first is Cana in Galilee, water made wine. And the last is today's miracle, Lazarus. The greatest miracle, and I think the most that this sign has to say to you and me. Beautiful story. Lazarus. The bottom line, I think, and that's why the church chooses that first reading from Ezekiel. The bottom line, Ezekiel says, I will open your graves and have you rise from them. Then you shall know that I am the Lord. When Jesus gives this sign, he opens the grave of Lazarus. And it is Lazarus, his friend, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. And so the church looks to this miracle as perhaps the greatest, outside his resurrection, Easter, that his friend Lazarus is the pattern or the example of the bottom line of what Jesus is all about. Get this, and I think this is the point. Jesus loved Lazarus, his friend. Jesus cried when he found out that Lazarus died, his friend. Jesus was emotionally involved with Lazarus, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, his friends. The key is, Jesus loves me. Jesus loves you. Jesus cries over you and me. And Jesus is emotionally involved with your life and my life. He loves me. He's emotionally involved with me. And he will bring you and me back to life again. Resurrection. The epitome of what life is all about. Christ suffered, died, and rose again. You and I will suffer, die, and rise again. If you believe that, if your faith is helped because of this miracle, if your faith is strengthened because of this miracle, I guarantee you, you will have hope. You will have faith. And you trust in the future and try to live in the present and love in the present. This miracle is what the preface of funerals, or at least one of the prefaces at our funerals, is all about. There's a one-liner in there. Life is not ended, but changed. Jesus, his life was changed. Jesus changed the life of Lazarus. And Jesus will change your life and mine. Our friend, the one who leads us into a new way of living. So that sign of John, or that seventh sign of John, indeed is a powerful sign which leads to a deeper faith. Do you believe that? Is that true for you? When your parents die, or your brothers or sisters die, or when you die, do you believe that life is not ended, but changed? Have a good day.